So I did have a couple questions. First of all, I mean, there's so many options out there. Why did you end up choosing franchising?
So franchising, for me, I had looked at a couple of different options. I had looked at businesses to buy locally, and I realized that it was going to take a lot of effort and a lot of time for me to sort through existing businesses to purchase one that I could be confident in, and I didn't know if I had the talent or time to do that. So I decided I would start looking at franchisings, and what I discovered was it I felt much more confident um, with the chances of success based on doing franchising versus doing purchasing a existing company.
Yeah, I've seen people be happy both different ways, but the problem that I have found is when we look at existing businesses, the business owner says, "Well, we kind of run the books this way for tax reasons," and I'm like, "But it makes a lot more money than that," and I'm like, "Well, it just makes whatever money the books say."
Right.
So it's sorting things out for sure. It definitely seems easier to set it, like you said, with your culture, your skills, just get going. And then I know that we were introduced, but why did you end up like having somebody help you versus just trying to shuffle through all the stuff on Google?
Yeah, so I started doing that. And as I went through, hundreds of franchises, I realized like I need somebody who understood um, not just like there was more things that I didn't understand that I needed to know. Like I didn't even know the correct uh, type of problems to look for. And so once I started working with you, then I realized that's when I actually realized after I started working with you that you were providing more than I was expecting or that I was even aware that I needed to know. So there was issues that I had or gaps in my understanding that you were feeling that I didn't even know that I had to begin with. So I went with uh, I just thought it would be smart, to find somebody to help. But then after I realized it was much more valuable than I actually give it credit for when made that decision.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and so I know that there's a lot of people out there, and everybody says they have different experiences. But what was your experience of just working with me?
And it was good. For, I actually tell people whenever they talk to me about purchasing a franchise about the process that you took me through. And when I talk to other consult. So now I meet franchise consultants all the time, which is a little crazy because I think you were the first one I ever met. And now I talk to them regularly. And so when I talk about the process that you took me through, there is never any negative. Like they have respect for your process the other franchise consultants that I talk to have respect for the process that you put me through. And then, of course, it made me feel much more confident in that you understood like what type of that was one of the things that I'm underestimated, and you brought to my attention was understanding what the kind of like the my goals inside of the company more than just running a business or more than just financial. It was much more nuanced than that, so anyways, that was one of the things that I really appreciated that you did bring out.
Sure. Well, thank you for that. Before I did this, I had worked in a company for a while, and I saw the impact of trying to make a living in a culture that was uncomfortable, and it was just kind of against myself as a person. And I just figured that if you can match the personality of the person with the culture, everything's going to be easier. You're not going to want to quit. It's going to work with you, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
And that's what happened. What we went was that one painter, and that one painter's culture is phenomenal. And I'd really say that's the reason that we went this particular franchise is because of the culture. There are other franchises that you brought to us, and even today, I look back and I think, oh, those were good options. But this one, the culture, that one painter's culture is outstanding.
yeah, and the support is through the roof.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
Last question. What would you say to anyone who's considering working with me?
Oh, for sure. I would. I tell people to work with you all the time. Anytime that I'm talking to somebody that is considering doing franchising, I suggest that they give you a call at least and hear you out. I mean, I think that if you're going to buy a franchise, you absolutely need a franchise consultant. And my experience with you was great.
Well, thank you, Anson. I appreciate it. That's all I had. I would just say don't hang